Good morning. Hi. Hello. Hey, how you doing? Monday morning? It's red day. So I'm wearing maroon. That's red enough. Hi. You've clicked on a video for Periwinkle Palace Art. That's my place on the internet, my palace. I am Princess Bun Bun, and I sit here and do art with all of my bun buns. They're my stuffed bunnies. Mostly I just sit here and talk to myself. There's nobody else here. Anybody in chat? Nobody in chat. So, I sit here and talk to myself, and we do art. How you like my nails? Did they come out good? I did these on live yesterday. And on Thursday, I did cuticle care and nail prep. On Friday, I did my gel overlays on live. And yesterday, I did these pretty sunflower print and black and gold plaid nails. And I think they're adorable. Okay. If you've never seen a video or a live from me before, you don't know this. If you did, you do know this. I bring bunnies to my desk every day. So let's say good morning to Maya, the fibromyalgia bunny. She's my adorable buns. She's styling with this little pink plaid pajamas. And she's holding on to my emotional support shrimp, whose name is King Prawn. Good morning, Maya. She's such a sweetheart. If you don't have stuffies, you need stuffies. Okay. She's gonna sit right here, underneath the laptop, where I can see her funny face. She gives me stares. Okay. We also have today the Vertigo Bunny. He got like the swirlies in his ears, and he's got this little alchemical symbol, and he's got some eyes that are a little out of it, and this is to represent that he has trouble swallowing. And this little bell right here is so cute. It represents the ringing in his ears. And his name is Hypno. How you doing this morning, Hypno? Feeling dizzy? Me too, Hypno. I'm feeling really vertigo-ish right now. Okay, I'll put him in the Bun Bun cup holder. And we also have my migraine bunny. And my tooth is still aching really bad, so I don't have a toothache bunny. I really don't have a bunny for every single condition and symptom I have. It might seem like it, but I don't yet, because Plushy Dreadfuls does take ideas to create new bunnies. Anyway, this is the migraine bunny. And my head hurts because my mouth, my teeth are in my head, so it hurts. And whenever this migraine bunny has a migraine, she puts this on her head. It's her little Cthulhu hat. It's like squeezing her head. You see? Her name is Midge. I know, we hurt, honey. We hurt. You put her over here too. Okay. Okay. Like I said, my tooth is hurting pretty bad. I'm hoping that my doctor will send me some antibiotic in today, and I'm hoping that the antibiotic will kill the infection that is probably making it hurt. I think that if the infection goes away, I should be in less pain for a little while. Eventually, I'm gonna have to take care of these teeth. I just don't want to do it yet. Because it's like full on mouth surgery. I have to get posts put in my mouth, and they gotta put this mesh thing in the back of my jaw to fix my jaw. It's a mess, but we'll get through it. Today, I'm so excited. I had to stop and do my nails, and I don't like to have to stop and do my nails. I like to do the art part of my nails, but I do not like to do the boring part. Today, we're back to coloring. Okay, so this is from a Kit and Clowder class. If you don't know about Kit and Clowder, you should definitely go look them up. There went my hard drive again. Oh my goodness. You should go look her up. She is a licensed and certified art therapist and Copic certified instructor, and yeah, she's amazing, and she makes these classes for us. So this is all the colors that we're going to use today. I have them all picked out already. I have done this class twice now. There's a reason for that. But I have, oh no, Midge, I'm sorry. Don't fall off the desk. I have all my colors picked out. And these ones weren't included, but I put them in here because if you haven't figured this out yet, Periwinkle is my favorite color. My very favorite color. So I'm gonna need to add that into the rainbow. My scratch paper. So this is the class image right here. So this is what we're going to be going for. I got my other little swatch and my other little swatch. Okay, and show you the images. So this class, this image right here of Glinda, was the colored pencil class for this month. Not this month, it's not this month, but the month that these came out, which I think was January of this year. So if you want to color these, you should definitely go and look for the January 2025 classes. They're called Wickedly Good on kitandclowder.com. I have really enjoyed doing this class. I don't think I've done any of her classes as many times as I've done this month's. I'm a little bit obsessed with the Wizard of Oz, and I have been since I was a child. The Wizard of Oz, Alice in Wonderland, Cinderella, The Little Mermaid, and Rainbow Bright and Strawberry Shortcake. That was my main jam growing up. Do you have your coffee? If you don't have your coffee, you got a minute to go run and get your coffee. Get your coffee. Anyway, so this is Glinda. I did that in colored pencil because every month she releases a colored pencil class and a markers class. So you can see that this was the image that I started with, and this is where we ended. I absolutely love the way this one came out. I want to do this in marker, so I printed it out on the marker paper as well. And the way that you do that is you take the colors that she gives you in pencil, and well, you try to match it up to the marker colors. And that can be a little difficult, but let me tell you about something else. This is a YouTube channel called Sarah Renee Clark, and she has made quite a few products that I find extremely useful. She made the color catalog, the color companion, and those are both digital downloads. She also has created something called the color cubes, which I absolutely love. They're not in here with me right now, but they're basically the palettes of color, and you can pull them out on cards to sit them and arrange them and match them up to projects. It's kind of amazing. And then she also made something called the swatch decks, and recently she put that out, and I've already bought one, so as soon as it gets here, we're gonna unbox that. Because you don't know this about me yet, but I love swatching. I find it extremely relaxing and informative and experimental, and I love swatching. Okay, this is the image we're going to be working with today. And I've already done 2 versions of it. This version I did with my Spectrum Noir Illustrator markers, which frustrate me intensely. And I've now upgraded to Copics. I consider it an upgrade, some people might not. But anyway, I find that the colors come out a little weird with Spectrum Noir. So we're going to do this class again with Copics. And also I did this with this one. I did with Pan Pastels. This is one of my first Pan Pastel experiments. So I did this with Pan Pastels and then colored pencils over the top of that. And I also used some watercolors, a pretty gold watercolor on the Yellow Brick Road. And I really love how this one came out. I like them both. I just want to do this again. So I'm not going to need to look at the class very much in order to do this because, you know, I've done it twice. And we are going to get started. I'm so excited. Let me start my music. I think after I do this live, when I go to lunch today, I'm gonna reboot my computer because it's just being weird. It keeps knocking my hard drive, my external hard drive, off the computer, and now it's saying that I have low hard drive space, which that one's talking about my internal hard drive. So I don't know what's going on. My Bluetooth turned off. I'm sorry. Give me a minute. If you don't know, I, as a person, cannot function without music. It's a massive requirement for me. Music has always been a big, huge part of my life. And I don't even try to function without it. There's just no point. So, as per YouTube policy, you know, you can't just put music playing on your videos. So if you look over there in the left-hand corner, the left-hand corner, I have a little box there that plays my music, or shows you what music I'm playing. And in this ear, I am listening to or watching, it's a podcast though, it's called Diary of a CEO, and he interviews all kind of amazing people, and I love it. Okay, so we start the music. I have really severe ADD and such, so I find it pretty hard to focus without like 15 things playing around me. Also, if I don't talk a whole lot today, it's my tooth. I have my Ambisol and my lidocaine and my Q-tips over here, so if it gets too bad, I'll just stick that in my mouth. We're gonna try to get through it. My hair is misbehaving today, so we may end up having to get it out of the way and put it up, but I'm not doing nails or anything with paint, so I should be okay. It shouldn't get anything like in it. Lastly, I'm gonna put this on for a little while. I don't feel like wearing bunny ears today because, again, my head hurts. My mouth hurts. What is that? There's marks on there. Let's see if I could get rid of them real quick. I've had this printed out for a little while. Okay. Do you ever sit down to do a task and you hesitate to start it because you feel a little bit like you're gonna mess it up? I have that every time I look at a blank page. I get a little hesitant. That's our quadruple zero. I might have to go lean down here and grab some extra markers. We'll see. Looks like I have to do that already. Because I might not have grabbed the right ones. We'll just see. In fact, I'm gonna get a lot of these and lay them out. Here's the one I'm looking for, R000. Oh God, those are all double zeros, triple zeros, and quadruple zeros. There we go. Okay, here we go. We're gonna jump in. Let me start my time-lapse camera. I love the way alcohol markers smell. So placement is a little important here, and I've gotten it a little bit off on most of the images, so I'm gonna try to do it a little better this time. Okay, now I'm gonna come up to the wing, come right behind its head. And then I come right up here towards the top of the page. Okay, that doesn't look great. It's fine though. It's just go here. It doesn't have to be perfect. I have a policy for myself that I show up every day to my studio, my art desk. So even though I'm like not doing great with my mouth, I still showed up. If I absolutely have to, I will go off of this early, but I'm gonna try to make it through. At this point, I'm mostly just watching the class to make sure I do the right colors. So we got YR000. Oh my goodness. I took both ends of the cap off because these markers are brand new and they kind of leak a little bit. They're very juicy, but they're refillable, so I don't have to worry about that. And I have all the ink refills already. Anyway, I'm not feeling good, obviously, but I showed up. Here we are, and we're gonna go as far today as we can, yeah? Next color is Y000. It's over here. Pale lemon. With my Spectrum Noirs, I had a lot of trouble getting the yellow color in the sky, in the rainbow. So hopefully this will be a little easier. And next we have, what? So G000. Here we go. I don't know why, but for some reason I have trouble curving the rainbow. So it's just gonna be looking a little straight, okay? And then B000. And then we're gonna do BV000, I think. I see RV. I need BV. Okay, I don't have the 000 out. Yeah, I do. There it is. There it is. Okay. I'm gonna add that to the bottom. I'm making the rainbow more thick over this side than it is over here. Why? I just like it that way. Just kind of go around the little monkeys, the flying monkeys. Okay, and then my BV000. I've been saying this in most of my videos. Please don't ever take what I'm doing on camera as a tutorial, a class, a lesson. It's not. If you want this class, please go to kitandclouder.com and grab it. But that's not what I'm doing here. I just do art every day. Every day. And I do so completely alone. And so I started talking to myself way more than I used to. And I thought, well, I might as well, you know, make videos. But I'm struggling to learn Final Cut Pro. So then I thought, well, I might as well go on live. I can do it on live. And if somebody wants to come talk to me, they can. So that's what I'm here for. If my face looks swollen on this side, well, it is what it is. Okay, R05. We're going to go over the colors we just laid in. Now I'm going to take that R000 and kind of fade the top a little bit, like so. I'm going to go back and forth over that. Yellow, red, RY04. You really don't have to be as precise as I'm being, but sometimes I'm really sloppy and messy. Other times I'm very precise. I'm going to go back and forth over the red right here. I really want that to blend very nicely. I'm sorry if I sing and it sounds terrible, but I have to sing sometimes. Singing in between when I'm talking also helps my voice not get crackly so much. I don't know if this happens to other people, but when I started spending a lot of time by myself, I stopped talking so much and my voice started to change. So that's one of the reasons that I sing so much. That's one of the reasons that when I talk to myself, I talk out loud too. Season of sadness keeps me in bed. Guys, it's not updating my little thingy. Let me see if I can fix it. Restart capture. There we go. There we go. I gotta start this song over. Rain keeps pouring out my window. Like it's been so long since I've seen the light of day. Method is crazy in my mind. Walking on thin ice. I encourage you to sing with me. I encourage you to grab your own art and join me. Or you could grab a class and do it with me. Or you could just have your coffee or whatever your preferred drink is. Mine's coffee, obviously. And you could just sit here and chat with me. All these things that I have been through. Right, 11. People keep talking. So I've been thinking about what I post to my Instagram, and I've been thinking that maybe I could just post the thumbnails that I use for the video for the daily art sessions on Instagram and say, I'm going to go live in a few minutes. We're going to do this. Or maybe after I do the live, I could do that and say, I did this live if you want to go check it out. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. Okay. G02. I did a conditioning treatment on my hair last night, and it's all floofy and swooshy and soft. It's still not doing right. I don't want to have to do that every single time it changes songs. So if it keeps doing that today, I might just turn that off, but I don't want to. G00. I'm going to come between the yellow and the green and blend that line out a little bit. Now I'm going to come back with Y11 and brighten up the yellow. The yellow is kind of hard to do. I'm into it. Oh yay, it's updating now. Get into it. B02. I'm into it. Go right up against the green. I like to get that while it's still wet on the edge, but that's just a me thing. What I'm gonna say, I'm into it. Whatever trouble that you're thinking, I could get into it. So king size bed in the corner, we should get into it. Okay, that's the color she stops on, and then she came back with a lighter blue, like the B000, and blended it out. Me, I need my purples. So, I'm gonna grab BV04, and I grabbed that one because it's pretty close to the rest of the color range. It's R05, YR04, G02, and Y11. And B02. So I grabbed B04. I do want to swatch it real quick. Yeah, that's close enough to what I want. Okay. Now I'm going to come down to the bottom of that, and where she used B000 to blend out the blue, I'm going to use BV00, and then I'm going to use BV000, I think. Yeah. I'm just going to add a tiny bit to the bottom. We're going to grab R R quadruple zero, right? Do I even have that up here? It doesn't look like I have it up here. Okay. So then we'll just do R000 at the top. And we're going to do BV quadruple 0 at the bottom. And then we're going to come back through and make sure that everything's blended and faded the way I want it to be. I'm going to fade the edge, and when I come back with the red, I'm just going to keep it to the center. So I'm going to do that with each line. I'm going to fade it and then come back and down the middle of the stripe with the main color. Just when you think you got me figured out, the seasons already changing. I think it's cool to do what you do. And this very bottom little edge with the mix of colors, it comes out periwinkle. Okay, so now I'm going to come back with this very lightest color, BV quadruple 0, on the blue area, and the blue and purple where they merge. I'm going to come right there. And I want to fade that out a little bit. And then I'm going to come back with B quadruple 0. And I'm going to go right over that same area with that to merge the colors. Kind of going to go in a little circle right here. And that just helps it not have that hard line. Okay. Actually, I'm going to do the same thing on the bottom. It didn't really do the going around. I'm going to take B quadruple 0 and I'm going to go at the top next to the green. I like to make a little line right there in between and then come in with that little circle. The little line helps to delineate where it's at and also kind of wet the paper again, and then the circle allows me to just pull those two colors together. Okay, and now G, wait, do we have a, yeah, I got G quadruple 0. These are really great colors to have because they really help you blend while keeping the color more true. You can do the same thing I'm doing with the colorless blender, but I like to have that little tint of color. All right, and now we need Y quadruple 0. And come back over the green. I'm really just overlapping those two colors until they blend out and they look kind of seamless. And then I'm going to do the same thing between the yellow and the orange. Maybe even bring the yellow up a little bit more into the orange. And now we need YR quadruple 0. This is so much nicer to do with the Copics than it was with my spectrums. Again, I'm just taking that yellow right back over the orange and yellow blend right there. I know it looks a little weird right this second. It won't in a minute. And now I'm going to take YR quadruple 0 and go between the red and orange. and R quadruple 0, which I just don't seem to have that out here. So if you give me a second, I will dig in my little bucket down here and see if I can find that. This might take me a minute. I really don't see it. I feel a little weird about this. Did I not get that color? Oh! I hit my face. I don't know where it is. I see the RVs. I have R triple 0. I guess I'll just use that. Now we're going to come up above it again. And now I'm going to come back through with each of the main colors. So RV 05, YR04, Y11, although I have Y06 here. Let me see something. That's pretty bright. I might go back over it with that. And then G02, B02, and BV04. Again, I'm going to try to keep these colors to the center of each blend. I'm going to come back over that real quick with the R000 because I really want that to fade, okay? Because it needs to fade into the sky that we're going to do afterwards. It's slow, but I'll be okay. Are you alright? Really don't ask, cause you know I never like to talk about that. Inside, you say I always hold back, always well on sense. Is it any childhood happening in your past? Cause I promise that it won't last. Still all I need. What I like, one of the things that I like about using alcohol markers is that they are so transparent and you can just layer your colors up as much as you want, really. And the blend is beautiful. So even though we're putting this darker color back over it, it's still gonna show underneath that it's blended together. It's not just a hard line. I don't know if you can see that yet. I'm gonna use the Y11 that we've been using, but after I'm done with all of this, I might come back in with Y06. I just happen to have that one on my desk, and I think it'll be a lot brighter. And I do like my yellow to be bright in my rainbow spectrums. Alright, I'm going to come back in the very center, just the center with this, the G02. It's really bright. So I'm going to come down the center and then I'm going to grab like G00 and we'll blend it out. Keeping it to the center as much as I can. I have G00, G quadruple zero. I'm looking for G00. I thought I had it up here. There it is. And I don't want to fade out that green I just put down. So I'm trying to keep this to the edges. Damien, wait. You can be seen back there. You might want to put on a shirt. Okay. I forgot I was trying to keep that to the edge. I'm going to go back through the center one more time. Just super quick. Okay. That spreads out as it dries, so it should fade pretty good. Now we're going to grab B02. And this one, I can definitely go back through the whole thing. And overlap the green and the blue. And we're going to overlap the green and the purple. Alright, I'm going to take BV00 through the center. And I'm going to come back with BV02. I'm sorry, BV04 through the center. I'm going to come back with BV02 on the edges of it. BV02. Now I'm going to grab that BV quadruple 0 and fade the bottom a little bit. Alright, I am going to put this yellow YO6 right through the yellow part here. I think we're done here with the rainbow. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to come up to the red, and I'm going to fade that out a little bit more. I'm just going to go up and over it a little bit more. And that should help it to fade out even more. Oh my goodness. Let me just check that everything's still connected for the stream. Okay, yeah. Give me a minute, guys. I showed up here, okay, but I'm not feeling good. I'm having a bit of anxiety, making my chest hurt. Let me pick these up real quick. I grabbed all of my quadruple zeros and put them together. And now my triple zeros. This is just make it a little bit easier for me to grab things. Oops. It's triple zeros, and then I've got my 0 zeros too. I just found that R quadruple zero that I was looking for. Okay. 0 zeros. These up real quick. I'm not sure what color she's using here. Let me grab it and find out. Okay, I think she's going with B000. Do that. Alright, let me trace out my clouds here. Be a little messy here. I'm gonna put a little bitty one over here. We're doing this dabbing thing. I'm basically just creating a texture here with this very light color. Just a little. Ooh, guys. We're gonna make it. It's gonna be fine. When I get a feeling, I just look up to the ceiling and see there's some coming out. It's looking pretty. I will admit, my clouds usually look kind of funky. I make them into weird shapes. I don't know why. Okay, we're going to do a trick now. We're going to use BG72 and our colorless blender. I should hydrate, yeah? I'll try to keep it on the other side of my mouth. This looks a little weird, but it's a Copic approved technique called tip to tip. What I'm going to do is I'm going to swipe the colorless blender on the BG72, and then I'm just going to go over what I just did until there's like no there's no green left on it, really. Get any spots like that, you could just kind of smooth them out with the blender and then do it again. It does not mess up the markers, it's fine. And that's okay. I'm going to try to apply more of the BG75 at the top of the clouds. So this is going to take a little bit. If we get to the end of our live before I finish this technique, we'll just I'll finish that part off camera during lunch, and we'll come back for the next part. So I'm bringing this into the top of the clouds, and then I'll just blend it up and let it kind of fade up there. I'm still going in that little circle to get that texture. Go up here and add this to the top of the clouds. I'm going to add quite a bit of the 72 to the very top of here. Right. I'm going to do something a little bit different than what she does in the class. Because every time I've done this, the sky has come out super dark. I'm going to cap that for right now. And I'm going to go over this a lot. Now I'm going to come in. Let's come back with the BV or B000. And I'm going to blob this around in that area. I just did. This is just gonna smear it out a little bit more. I really am going to keep this down around the clouds and where I've put that green so far. Must have met you in a past life. I felt it all at once. Tell me, what does it feel like after you? I'm gonna go up here a lot darker than at the bottom. I'm gonna try something here. This is just an idea I just had. So I'm gonna take the B000 and this BG72. I'm gonna do the tip to tip technique like I was just doing with the colorless blender. Doggy hair. I'm gonna apply that. I think this might help the colors blend a little better for me. kind of like that look. I'm going to go back here to the color with Splendor. I'm going to add some more, but in more random places. Kind of just a little. I honestly don't like how that came out right there. Let's see if I can fuzz it up a little bit. All right. This marker's almost dried out. I'm gonna grab my other one. That ink should be coming off, but that's how I know my marker's dry. I'll get this off later. Let's cap the markers correctly, maybe. That'd be great. I'm gonna come back with B000. And this will actually help blend out some of this. And try to blend out this spot right here. So if you heard that, that was my dog. Yeah. I don't see my other colorless blender. I have two. Oh, probably down there. But what we're gonna do instead is I'm gonna grab this BG quadruple 0 because it's the same color. That's not right. It's the same color family as this one, and I'm gonna use this to dilute and make these clouds a bit more patchy. I'm gonna bring this color down on the top of the cloud a little bit. and underneath them, but not up into them. All right. Now I'm gonna say, excuse me. Now I'm gonna grab BG 000, and we're gonna fade that down a little bit more. I'm just making this as splotchy as I can. Again, I'm putting this into the top of the cloud. Now I really want BG 00, but I don't have that one up here. Okay, so now I'm gonna come in with B quadruple 0, and I'm gonna use that more at the bottom of the clouds. And then I'm gonna do B quadruple 0, then B000. Okay. I'm going to go pretty far into this with the quadruple zero. Like, I'm just adding a hint of smudginess to the bottom of the clouds. I'm just trying to give them a little bit more shape and form and dimension. And this is one of the reasons I absolutely love using these super light colors. So buildable. Spectrum Noirs have a version of that. You have to buy them individually. Well, I don't know. It could be that at this point they have them. When I say individually, I mean that they have the little sets and you have to buy the whole set. Well, I did anyway. But they might sell them open stock now. I don't know. It's hard to say. But yeah, I'm just bringing this up into the cloud a long ways. And then when I come in with the B000, I'm not going to bring that as far up. Come up here a little bit. Make that pretty patchy. So make those things. Okay, I like that. I'm not even gonna like mess with that one down at the bottom. It ended up so small. And now the B000. Alright, I'm going to continue this color and then I'm going to come back through it again with a colorless blender, but I have to get up and find my colorless blender, and also I need to talk to my son for a little bit. So it's past lunchtime anyway. I'm going to go and we'll come back after lunch. Thanks for watching Periwinkle Palace Arts, and I'm Princess Bun Bun, and me and my Bun Buns. Say bye!